Hello and welcome back. It's been about a week for this tank. Despite how aged the water is, the population, you can see the colors are still beautiful. I could probably not even do it today, but it's been too long and it's time to do it. You don't leave a discus tank too long. Some people probably say I'm leaving it too long, but I'm not. I watch very closely and I've figured out, how much work is enough work versus how much work is too much work. And we're doing it today. So they're going to get gravel vacuum. They're going to get the filters clean. You can see the back glass is built up. It's been a week, back up glass near the lights has built up some algae. I'll clean all that up and we'll get her spotless. So time to get cracking. I've asked questions about how I do this. So this is basically my setup. Now I'm using a Hygger water change kit. It's the same thing as a Python. Instead of using the sink hookup to start my siphon, because I don't like that, it's wasteful, I use this. What I done is I added these. These are like $10 for a kit. And I just spliced them in, and I can disconnect one thing from the end and switch to the other, which will be this siphoning tube. And you can see the siphoning tube also has a connector. So I start the siphon and I basically just shut that valve, switch them out, put that on, and then I'm gravel vacuuming. When I'm done gravel vacuuming, I'll put the motor back in and finish draining the tank. So that's how I do my water changes, my gravel vacuums. And that way you don't have to depend on a sink or wasting water and running water while you're doing your drain, right? So this works a lot better, and it's maybe even faster, to be honest. So okay, so here we are. I just completed the gravel vacuum. You can see I've hit every square inch. The sand has come up, and within a day that sand will be hidden under the gravel again, filling in all the cracks with my 50-50 sand and gravel mix. Now the sand comes forward. That shows me all the places I've done my gravel vacuuming. And as you can see, I go everywhere. I move the plants too. And what you do is you gravel vac through the tube until you see the tube run clear. Then you move on to the next section. And you do the whole bottom. And that's what I did. So we got the sump drained halfway down. Now we're going to take the tank down to basically, because I don't want to shut off the canister filter. They're always a pain in the ass to restart. So I'm just going to bring the water level right down to here, which leaves me, a good height for the discus left in the water. Interrupusant's probably about 50% water change when I'm done, maybe a little more. And I only have to do it once a week. So the next stage is scrub the glass, which I'm going to do now. And while the water drains, and then I'm going to go clean the filters. After that, I just got to refill the tank, re-engage everything, and it's done for another week. Look at those beauties, eh? They're all huddling. They normally wouldn't care and get scared when I do a water change, the older ones. But because the young ones are getting startled, everybody does this. I've washed the glass and everything else. The drain's complete. I'm filling at this point, and I'm going to go wash the filters. You can see the sump's down too. And they're still just patiently waiting for me to finish in the corner there. Okay, filters are on. Heat's back on. Sump just restarted itself like it would after power outage. Once the water level got up, it just started flowing all by itself again. Because, I've got my little rig down there that kickstarts it. And, yeah. We're a little marked out because I'm just finishing the fill. And I just finished gravel vacuuming and I just activated the filters. This is just I'm about to turn off the fill down here. We're just topping up the sump. And then I'll close it up. And we'll take some footage in about 20 minutes. so you can see what it looks like when the murk is gone and the fish have relaxed. Another thing I do when I'm done is I just put a small amount of food in the water. It's floating around right now. It's just starting to make its way over to them. And I do this to signal to them that it's over. Because Discus will stay scared they could stay in the corner like this for hours, but I'm dropping the food in. And what it does is switches them out of fear mode into, oh, that looks yummy. And they start eating. And then they forget that they were scared because there's food and the water's fresh and they're feeling good and nothing, I'm gone. I'm not doing my work anymore. And that just helps them relax faster, as you can see. You know, you're starting to look at the food and do it exactly as I described. And it's just going to shake them out of fear mode. Fear mode is stressful, so you want to eliminate it. You want to end it as soon as you can. And this is how I do it. Now, if I did nothing, I walked away, they'd sit in the corner like that for an hour. And then they'd start to slowly come out on their own. But because I've done this, you can see they're still cautiously coming out, but they want the food. So they're coming out. And now I'll leave the room. And by the time we come back in 20 minutes, the water will be crystal clear and the fish will be back to normal. While we wait, let's have a look at the little ones. You can see growing beautifully. The youngest ones are the brown ones. Blue ones are slightly older, but not by much. And I have 10 more new babies coming. They'll be little dime-sized guys again, little petite ones like these were, from my same breeder friend, and they're just waiting for me. They're almost ready. And I told him I need 10. He's no problem, because that's the thing. When a breeder knows he's sending his fish to a household that every single fish survives, they're happy to hold 10 for you, because you're not going to be a problem for them. You're not going to complain that the fish died. It's nice to know that all your hard work is still alive, 2 months later. Because a lot of times you'd sell a fish off to someone and the babies just all die. They're really hard to keep alive. So, yeah, I'm going to take 10 more. They're going to go in here. We're going to keep the grow out thing going. We're aiming to get as many pairs as we can. And you need volume to get pairs. That's just the name of the game. And that's my new strategy. And the only way to afford such volume is to buy babies and wait it out. And grow them out as best you can yourself so that they're perfect. And if they're perfect, they'll breed well. That's the Discus game. I'm playing it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm playing it. I'm playing it the hard way. And I'm doing it hardcore. My breeding pairs, they're not laying eggs though. I'm just protein boosting them. And you can see they're very happy. They'll get there. Sometimes it takes 2-3 days, and then they decide, okay, let's do this. And it's the same thing up here. This big, beautiful males, wonderful males. And these are my year 2 fish. Wait till you see these babies grow out. They're gonna be phenomenal. They're gonna be phenomenal. Even the new ones I just moved downstairs, I'm expecting they're gonna be huge. These are big fish, but I can do better. Watch. Heck, it's only been 5 minutes. I walk in the room, boom, they're up greeting me already. They've forgiven me. They understand the job is over. And they're back to being normal fish. Very happy fish, that their filters are clean, their gravel is clean. There's no moam in the system. Discus hate moam. And the way I got things going, I got to support all these fish for a week on 150 gallons of water, which is pretty damn incredible for discus fish. Yes, the water still looks a little murked. It's only been 5 minutes. But I just wanted to show you how quickly they came back. I'll still get you a shot in another 15 minutes. And you can sort of see how gradually or how quickly. The water's just got to run through the filters a few times, right? 15, 20 minutes, and it'll be clear. So a lot of that's just oxygen from the water moving through the pipes, and some of it's from me gravel vacuuming and kicking things up. Some of it's from turning the filters on, so you get a little cloudiness when you first engage the filters after you clean them, and then it all just reverses. Plants are looking great. I do not have a green thumb, but they are doing just fine in the system. I should have pulled that middle one out. It's dying. They're all just doing fine. They're getting what they need. The dinosaur skulls are doing good. I wanted to get a big one for the middle here, and I still probably will, but I got to buy a whole bunch of baby discus, and I might blow my budget for the skull on the discus. Discus are more important. That's the goal, right? So, I mean, I've been doing this now for more than 2 years. I've done my learning curve thing. I've figured my gear out. I've figured out what these fish like and what they don't like. And now I'm going for the gold. Buy up as many fish as I can because it, like I said, it's a numbers game. It takes about 10 discus to just to get a bonded pair. A bonded pair isn't a proven pair. A proven pair and a bonded pair are two very different things. It's a lot easier to get a bonded pair, which is 2 discus that'll lay eggs together, but that's it. A lot of times they don't progress much further than that. They eat their eggs, they eat their babies, and they'll just do that their whole damn lives because they're not good parents. So that's why it's actually easier to just go buy proven pairs. And a lot of people do that, but you're looking at $1,000 a proven pair. And I don't have that kind of money. So I got to do it the hard way. I got to play the long game. And I got to increase my odds. And so that's why I'm going to go for numbers. I've got a lot of big tanks in the house, and I'm going to fill them all with discus. And when I get my pairs, I'll have beautiful grown out adults for people who just want to keep discus, and I'll sell them. And the money will come back. Finally, I'll start to get a return on my efforts. And my life will get comfortable again because they don't make, pensions are not fair. The world's got to do something about that because pensions are not even close to enough. Not the sort that I'm getting. No. But it's okay because I'm going to fix it myself. You can't rely on anybody in this world but yourself. And this is how I'm doing it. Take your strengths or create some strengths. Find a niche. Make it happen. Never give up. And you'll win. I'm going to prove that. It's taking me some time, but I'm going to prove it. Like a mofo. And there it is. We're 20 minutes later. Water is relatively clear now, as you can see. And by tomorrow morning, it's just going to look like air. Even by dinner time tonight. So, but the colors are good. Fish are back to normal. Mission successful. All right. Those are our adults and juveniles or young adults in the big tank. Just gorgeous. I didn't get around to stitching together the video yet. So here's an hour later.